Hello, welcome to class this month, Superstar.
Welcome to onlinepilatesclasses.com, the most supportive Pilates-loving community across the globe. Enjoy new weekly classes from our amazing teachers. Download the onlinepilatesclasses.com app today.
So, the OPC girls and I planned these classes out, and this is what came up. And I said, oh, you're giving me star when I have the Wunda chair? Noted. So we will build ourselves up, and we may or may not lift a pedal when we get to star, but that's never the point. So in fact, with the Wunda chair, it's not about the pedal ever lifting. It's actually about closing the springs and then finding the connections. And so we're going to build ourselves up to the star. I'm going to try to do the star before we get too far into the end because I do want to do it while we have strength. I would, if you are on the shorter side or need support in helping you connect to the springs, get a yoga block or like a rolled up yoga mat, because you'll want that for underneath the pedal where it meets the floor to help bring the floor up to you. Okay, up to the chair, especially for those of you who are on a combo chair. All right, now with one top spring, one bottom spring, heels together, toes apart. Hands can be on the side of the chair, behind your head, or out to the side even, because star is out to the side, or you can even have them reaching up. I like them behind my head. And you're gonna push down and pull up. Now, if this spring feels too heavy for you, it's the Wunda chair. You get to drop a spring down or lift a spring up. It should feel like a challenge. You should be able to feel the spring help you connect your legs to your center. Your glutes should turn on, and then you try to keep them on as you lift the pedal. After 10 of these, when the pedal is up, switch to the arches of your feet and press. Ideally parallel and together, but of course you can always separate them, put that yoga block between them. So you're squeezing something. Took me a long time to be able to enjoy my legs being together. My knees didn't like the way it felt. So there's no shame in using a prop to help you find your midline, but not have your legs together. And then onto your heels for 10. And then you get to pick the spot on the foot that you enjoyed the most. I'm going to go back to my arches because star is going to be a parallel foot on the pedal. I'm going to send a leg out. I'm going to pump 6 times. Try not to twist my hips. And then I'll switch the leg, other side. And then, whew, all right. Easier is going to be lay on the top of the chair the long way. Harder is the short way. I'm going to choose the harder version today. You can also lay on the floor, so you don't actually have to be on top of the chair unless you want that challenge. All right, send those legs out. Pump your arms for your 100. Inhale and exhale. And so you're trying to get your collarbones wide, but still pump your arms vigorously. Trying to hug those ankles towards each other so that the feet aren't sickling. And you don't have to have your legs this low. They can be up more towards the ceiling. One more cycle of breathing here. And then we come all the way up. All right. So bring your feet back onto the pedal, heels together, toes apart. And then this is where you might want to put a block underneath the pedal. You're going to come off of the chair. Now, this is really easy. I'm sitting on my feet. So I'm going to hover my hips off of my heels, pull my shoulders on my back, and frog facing out. So it's 3 little tricep presses to connect our arms to our back. We're going to need it. And then you stay up on the third one, and then you push with your legs. You should feel that same footwork connection of your feet to your center. After 3 of those, again, 3 elbow bends. And then press the pedal 3 times. If you're a reformer person, this is your high frogs. And then 3 more elbow bends. And then it's not about the knees doing the work, it's the back of the legs. After 3 of those, sit on the chair. Awesome. Let's come off of those wrists and let's do some standing press downs. So face your chair. We're still in the same spring setting unless you need to make it harder or easier. Place the ball of one foot onto the pedal. Push the pedal down and then pick it up. And you get to have that pedal come up as high as your hips can maintain squareness, right? Squareness. Pressing with the whole ball of the foot without over popping the heel or dropping it down. Then hold it down. The knee still stays bent, but you reach the heel down and then you lift the heel up, then you lift the pedal. My pedal lifted when I lowered my heel, so I lost the reach to the ball of my foot. So we're still reaching the ball of the foot as we reach the heel down. It helps us work the arch and really helps us connect those feet to our seat, which we're gonna need for our star. All right, lift the pedal up. And we'll switch sides. So what I love about press down, so we'll do the other side, just up and down again, is that it really teaches you to stand on the leg that's on the floor. We think it's about the pedal leg, it's going up and down, but you have to really root down through this straight leg, which is that same reach you're gonna need when we do the star. Hold the pedal down, lower the heel, lift the pedal. And again, push it down, lower the heel, lift the pedal. Last one. Awesome. Okay, so the side body is really what allows us to actually like be a superstar in our lives because it helps us with flexion and extension. It's part of it. So we'll turn to the side, and again, standing leg is where it's at. And then you'll press the pedal down with a turned out foot, heel up, and then lift the pedal up. Can you close the spring and keep your hips square? Can we? Who knows? So you go up and down. Let's do 5 to 8 times, depending on your pace. And how much are you standing on that standing leg? Do you feel the inner thigh working as the pedal goes up and down? Awesome. All right. And now let's do the other side before we do our crossover. So heels together, toes apart, foot on, and push down and up. Woo, every side's different. It really, really is. It's a little interesting how different it is. And then one more. All right, so now I'm going to turn around so you can see me. You don't have to. You can actually just be on that same side. Your foot's going to go parallel on the floor, and then this one's going to cross over. So what's so cool about this is this standing leg is going to become your star eventually. And this leg that's on the pedal is actually strengthening and stretching these muscles, which are going to help us hold the leg out to the side. So we have a little bit of zest with our pumps. We pick the pedal up, we push it down, and we're just working through this. Ooh, I lost a little bit of my balance there. That's okay. Work the zest. So you get a stretch and a strength on this hip. 3 and 2 and 1. Awesome. All right. Other foot's going to come here and push the pedal down. Ooh, I got to square my hips off. And then I have a tendency to lean on this one. So I got to get my hip over my foot. Oh, a little easier said than done. 4 more. Awesome. Okay, turn to face the chair once the pedal is closed. Place your hands on the back of the chair and your feet onto the pedal. Shoulders over the wrists, heels tight together, and then get half of your body weight onto your arms. So this is one of those exercises where you might want to levitate the pedal on top of a block, especially if your chair is higher than mine. So then hugging those legs together, dropping the head down, lift the ribs up. Maybe the pedal lifts. Not important, because it's about getting the ribs up, not the booty up. It's not a pike. Some people call it a pike, but it's the longest round shape, so we got to go with those ribs up. If the booty goes up, you're going into a tall back or extension. Now, stay down. If that was going well, you take one foot off. If it wasn't, you keep working the connections. Woo! One leg is hard today. So the leg that's off, you're reaching it from your center. The leg that's on, you're standing down. After both sides, lift the pedal. We're going to do that again because I don't want you to miss out on like practicing what this leg is doing in space. It's not just hanging out, right? So come back on. Again, either doing 2 legs or 3 times each leg. So this foot's not way out there. It's just right, pretty much right next to my other one. And then after 3,